Tom Clark's Main Event is a Boink Studios production. And now, on with the show.
This is Daddy's show. Step off.
Come on, won't you say it loud? Ayo, we gon' turn this out. Tom Clark's Main Event. Drop kick now.
Hey, what's up, kids? Welcome back to the program. Tom Clark back here with you yet again on another Friday. Thank you so much for hanging out with us today. We do very much appreciate you taking your time to begin your weekend right here with us. We're a half hour late today, but that may work in our favor because I think sometimes we have people showing up just a little bit late to the chat. Excuse me. I said chat, didn't I? Sometimes we have folks showing up a little bit late to the chat, and when we do, it's all good. Either way, it's all good. But, you know, I kind of had a late start today. I had a big day today. Lots of stuff going on. We'll get into a little bit of that here today also. Before we dive into the show today, what's up? I'm Tom. Welcome to the Main Event. This here is a pro wrestling podcast, been going strong since 2014. We cover all facets of pro wrestling, all the major companies we talk about here, and we've got loads of stuff to get into here today. We are quickly approaching 400 episodes, kids. That's right. Today is episode 387. We're 13 episodes away from the big 400. So I got to thank everybody here, as I always do, for hanging out, tuning in, and all that good stuff. Apologies for last week. We had a big time storm here. In my portion of the office here, I'm like in a cave. I don't have access. I mean, I have access to the outside, of course. How do I ever get out of here? But I didn't realize how bad it was raining here. And then when the show was over and I'm like, man, I lost signal. Everybody's telling me, yeah, man, that storm was bad. And I'm like, was it really? I was busy doing Facebook stuff and pro wrestling podcast stuff. So I missed the whole thing. But anyway, we got the show uploaded. So if you've not checked out the audio version of last week's show, it's been available on all your favorite platforms for a week today. So go check it out, kids. We do upload audio versions of the Main Event, not just video versions, each and every week on your favorite platforms. All right, kids, as we said before, lots to get into here today. Let's say our hellos. JP is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Robbie is here. Ray all day. Yeah, dude, don't even get me started on that clown. We don't have to talk about it. I don't want to talk about that clown. My God, he's a waste of space. That dude, Dean Kane. I don't even like saying his name anymore. Yeah, waste of space. Good to see you, Josh. Good to see you, my friend. Robbie says the deal with ESPN is getting WWE pay-per-views are going to be rough for fans who are on low budgets. Yep. Well, Robbie, I'm going to say this to you, my friend. They don't care about you. They've never cared about you. They don't care about me either. They only care about that bottom line. And everybody behind the scenes says, hey, guys, our bottom line get a lot healthier if we move pay-per-views to ESPN Plus. Let's get more money. So that's what they're doing. They don't care about you. As proof positive, they brought back Brock Lesnar. They don't care about you. They don't care about the women in that company. They don't care about anything except the bottom line. All right, gloves are off this week, kids. I wasn't going to talk about it, but I'm feeling a certain kind of way today. Gloves are off. You know, all the stuff going on with that cat, and they had the nerve to put that guy back on their TV, and Heyman's out there defending it. You know what? I'm done. I was done with that company anyway, but they keep giving me reasons to never tune in again. I'm going to be straight with you. I have no reason to tune in. We'll talk about it here. Anytime you guys have questions or comments or whatever, we'll cover it here. We'll talk about the events here and there, but it's not something I'm going to do. It's just not something I'm going to do. Big Tasty Ben Jackson's here. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. My boy is great. In fact, we bought the boy a car today. We got him a Toyota Camry. It's got a little bit of age on it. The miles are what they are, but they're not bad. I think we got a good deal out of it. You never can tell, but it feels like we got a good deal anyway. So yeah, we've been looking for a long time, trying to find it, trying to find one that was going to work for us within our budget and something that we could depend upon that was going to be safe and hopefully have good resale value. And I think the Camry is a winner chicken dinner. It's been paid for. It's in my name, and the boys are going to drive it. So fingers crossed on all this working out because my next visit was to my insurance guy. And after he picked me up off the floor after revealing the numbers to me, I managed to drive over here and get ready for today's show. So it's a nightmare. If any of you guys have young kids not driving yet, you're going to find out. And you know what? Good luck to you because, man, let me tell you something, man. When it happens, you're going to be like, oh, my God, what was I thinking? What was I thinking? Why'd I ever let this kid have a license to begin with? Yeah, I'm kind of there right now. As long as he's safe, I'm good. Okay? Yeah, Ray, I've been hearing that from everybody that the Camry's a great car. It's nothing to see Camrys on the road at like 250,000 miles and plus. So we're hoping for that. We hope that this thing keeps them safe. Of course, that's number one goal is keep the kids safe, but that it ends up being a good car for them. We kind of expected this car was going to be the car that like was a trade-in model for him in a couple years or so whenever he wanted to do it himself. But this could be a car that he has for a good long time. That's the goal anyway. So fingers crossed. I think he'll take care of it. He's pretty adamant about stuff like that. So I believe he'll take care of it. He ain't going to have a choice. By the way, the door's open today, kids. Any comments any of you guys have, by all means, throw them out there in the chat. It's not an Ask Tom Anything edition or anything. We got some stuff we want to get to. However, again, feel free to throw your comments in there. If I'm not addressing something, we will circle back to you. And as always, I do very much appreciate you. By the next time you see me, by the way, this is going to be different. I'm going to color the beard. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm not going to hide it. Can I be honest with you guys? I'm tired of looking at the camera and seeing this. So it's going to happen. I've been warned that it's going to end up way darker no matter what I do. I don't care. Bring it. Bring me the dark. I don't care. Black like my soul. I'm just saying, I can't stand this anymore. I firmly believe that a man or a woman should be comfortable and be happy with the way they look. I'm not happy. I'm working on my body. I'm going to work on this too. Maybe that's way too much information you guys didn't care about. If so, I apologize. However, I'm always honest with you guys. You guys have seen me at my best. You've seen me at my worst. You've seen me at my low points and my high points. So I thought I'd share. You're welcome. Big Tasty. You know what, Ben? If I thought you were going to be available, brother, I would have had you on the show today. Toyotas run forever. And that's what I keep hearing, that they're safe. Crazy safe. Yeah, Ray, don't let that kid grow up any more than she has to. You'll regret it. Well, she won't regret it, but you will. James says they don't like the fact they brought back Lesnar, but this is only a short-term deal because John Cena. But John's not saying that. John's not saying that, Jeff. John's like, I didn't have anything to do with this. You want to know why? It's a smart idea to distance yourself from a bad move. And by the way, I don't care what the reason is. F that nonsense. I don't care what the reason is. You got a locker room full of women who, in my opinion, if my wife or my sister or my whatever is a female working in that company, nah, not anymore. I mean, I'd be like, I want a separate room. I'm sorry. I can't. Nothing justifies it. Do you want to know why I say that? Because pro wrestling doesn't matter. I know that's weird from a guy that talks about it all the time. And by the way, I appreciate you watching and listening to my show. I always do. But I'm talking about in the grand scheme of things versus the real world. Pro wrestling is not real. But the stuff going on is absolutely real. Okay? It could have been anybody he chose to work. And by the way, we're still not even confirmed that he actually wanted Brock to begin with. That's what we hear, but I don't know. Again, he's distancing himself from it. It's a good thing. JP also says you're being misled because you do not have to pay $35 a month to get ESPN. That is, if you bundle it with it. It doesn't matter, Jeff. It's extra money. No one's being misled here. I know how much it costs. We have ESPN Plus already because we have the Hulu bundle anyway. But for people who don't have it, they will have to go spend money. That's the point, that they're having to go spend money. I get what you're saying. I get it. But it's, I'm just not here to make apologies for anybody, much less WWE. And I won't apologize for AEW either. You guys know how I roll with that company. I'm so up and down on AEW most of the time. The weird, wacky stuff they put on TV, they're not getting out easy either. I promise you that. I promise you. I'm not attacking anybody or anything. I take that back. I am attacking WWE. It's hot garbage. It's my show. I said it. You know what I think?
Hot garbage.
I know that makes people laugh and chuckle, but it ain't funny to me. That's me. They said they've been paying him for the last 2 years. They were always going to bring him back as soon as they thought they could get away with it. And, buddy, they did. Lights are on in this country, Ben. Lights are on. Cockroaches have come out. They're everywhere. The lights are on. Cockroaches are everywhere. They're empowered. They're emboldened more than they ever have been on every level. I can't even talk about it. Robbie said, Jelly Roll is wanting to take a break from touring to wrestle. What are your thoughts? He can do what he wants to do. I don't care. He seems like a good guy. It's not for me. What he does is not for me. It's not my bag. It seems like a good cat. I don't know enough about him to really to sit here today and tell you what I think. I saw that match. It was fine. I thought he did his part. I thought he did very well for his part. But here's what I'm going to tell you guys out there. And you all know this. I'm not breaking any new ground here by telling you this today. That match that you saw, that tag team match, has been rehearsed for 6 months. Maybe not 6, maybe 3. And this is not a scoop. Tom has been. No, he doesn't. They rehearsed the life out of everything. That dude was ready for every single thing they did. And they ran through every single thing they did probably 20 times. And, if people want to call that pro wrestling, I guess that's fine. If people want to call that, ooh, look how amazing, cool, I don't care. And I applaud anyone who steps between the ropes. I did it myself. It's not awesome. It hurts, especially if you don't do it full time and your body's not calloused. It hurts. It's legitimately like falling off a roof when you hit I swear to God it is. If you never took a bump on the floor in a ring, you have no idea what it feels like. If anybody's never done it, you have no idea what that feels like. It is insane. The first time you take a bump, you're like, people do this all the time? What? So I got respect for that. But this, this notion that Logan Paul chump is always an athlete, Tom, I don't care. I don't care. They have opened the door for that guy and given him every viable way to succeed, and he has. And again, they run through matches all the time. Of course he was ready. That's what I don't get. Is all he was, I can't believe. Yeah, what? Why is everyone shocked? Why is everyone shocked? I'm not ranting. Maybe I'm ranting. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I wish they would just let the Hulkster rest in peace, but have y'all heard the latest about Brooke and his wife and Simon? No, because I'm not keeping up with it. Hulk Hogan, the person, was not a good dude. Terry Bollea was not a good dude. I'm sorry. And people can, I don't want to lose any viewers, and I love you guys, and if you want to respect Hogan, that's great. But I cannot separate the guy from the character. It's really hard for me. I won't speak for any of you, but I cannot separate the two. He just did so much damage. You know what I mean? And I'm not here to, this idea of, the guy or gal's gone, don't badmouth. Look, you are the legacy you leave behind. And I've seen people defending him. Why? What's in it for you to defend him? What? Not you, but I'm saying, what's in it for people to defend him overall? What, are you getting a kickback from somebody? Why defend it? He was not a good dude. He blamed the fans for booing him because he was so tone deaf he couldn't understand why people booed him. How do you not know why you're getting booed? You don't know? Really? Well, they still cheer Chris Benoit. Stop. When he said that, I thought, this dude is so far gone, it's worse than I could have imagined. Way worse than I could have imagined, dude. Way worse than I ever could have imagined. Having said that, yeah, let's move on. Let's for sure move on. I'm good with moving on. But I don't want anybody to get twisted. If you want to color this guy as a hero or whatever, you are welcome to do so. Brother, I never will, okay? When my time comes, I hope that when people think about me, they go, man, that Tom was a good dude. Had a good heart. He's a nice guy. He didn't mess with anybody. He didn't tear anybody down. He never said anything out of hand. He was sure to go out of his way to be sure everybody was comfortable around him. He respected everyone. He embraced other ideas and he embraced other, lifestyles, and he didn't hate on anybody. Because if anybody says anything different, that would crush me. There's nothing else to say, I hope, because I've tried to be that guy. When people don't try to be that guy, whatever hand you're playing is the hand that they're going to remember when the cards are on the table and you checked out. So when I'm gone, I hope there's good things to say. And I hope if I've wronged anybody, I hope I realize it or they tell me or I figure it out so I can go make it right with them. That's me. Okay? I'm not going to glamorize anybody. I grew up with Rick. I grew up with Dusty. Okay? I grew up with Crockett. If anyone thinks I'm glamorizing Flair, brother, it ain't happening. Okay? And I love everything that guy did in the business. But, brother, that's two separate things. It's two separate things that I have a hard time wrapping my head around. Way hard time wrapping my head around. I'll be sorry when Rick's time comes, and I'll be sorry for his family. But if you think I'm going to sit here and glamorize him, brother, that's not going to happen. It will not ever happen. But that's me talking. Ray says, I've got so much crap for the show we did with Hogan. It was crazy, like he was the same. He's not nowhere close. And it's okay that he's not a saint, Ray. You know that. It's okay that none of us are. But I was talking to Chris Patton, shout out Chris Patton, the day the guy passed. And I told him in private, I said, isn't that something that the first thing you and I are talking about are not the positives of what this guy left behind, but the negatives? Why? Because we wanted to? No, because that's what he left behind. I said I wasn't going to do all that. JP said, I've said it before, your last bad act is what everyone is going to remember. But Jeff, you're so right. But listen, Jeff, it wasn't his bad. It wasn't the last act. He did, dude, list the number of things that guy did. It's a list. Okay? It added up. It wasn't just one bad act. It wasn't just one thing on a videotape. Dude, it was a list of things with that guy. You know what I mean? If none of that ever happened, and the only thing we'd be talking about is Hogan as a pro wrestler and the fact that the rumor had always been that he didn't want a job for anybody and he had to have creative control, we can debate that all day. And by the way, all that was true. I suppose, right? It's what we always hear. It's what we've heard from legitimate, reliable sources through the years that, yeah, that's 100% true. He poo-pooed all kinds of stuff. Not going to work for me, brother, right? That'd be different. People can take opposite ends of that. You sit there, not you, Shane, JP, but anybody sits there and tells me that he didn't or did, I don't want to hear that crap. I got in front of me what he said and did. It's in front of me. It's more than just a bad act. It's more than his final act. For sure. Benoit, listen, I can't, you guys didn't do this. I did it. I'm holding myself to it. I did this, not y'all. Okay. I'm never going to sit here and glamorize that guy. Never. It will never happen. So I don't talk about him. It will never happen. Ever. There's plenty of other great people we could talk about on here who did leave a great legacy behind. And some of them are still with us who have retired or whatever. Let's talk about Sting, his great legacy. Let's talk about a lot of other people through the years that have come and gone. Yeah, dude, for real. We'll talk about that. I'm not here to ruin anybody's day. I just suddenly got fired up. I look good on camera right now. These headphones are popping. The mic's on point. My graphics look good. I'm broke because I bought my son a car. I'm dead broke now. You hear me? Anyway. Hey, Fernando, what's up? Fernando, we just been talking about it, brother. I'm going to move on. Feel free to go watch the replay. Robbie, I appreciate your kind words, my friend. I'm not mad. It's all good. I've just been ranting. Fernando's like, why are you mad, dude? Fernando shows up and I'm doing this and pointing at the camera and going, like Tasmanian devil. And it's like, what happened? That Tom dude's usually pretty happy. I feel pretty good. I got my workout in this morning. I've been hobbling around this bad foot, but it's all good. I got a boot. By the way, kids, we will not be here a week from today. I'm telling everybody right now before I forget about it. We will not be here a week from today because we're heading out on vacation. Me and the fam next week. We will not be here a week from today. We'll be back 2 weeks from today. Don't nobody forget. I'll remind you again before the show's over. We haven't took any time off in 3 years, baby. What do I think about Forbidden Door? JP, thank you for your segue. Let's talk about what's going on with the Forbidden by Crackle Door. Forbidden Door is coming up very soon, kids. As you saw in the thumbnail, Forbidden Door is definitely heating up. August 24th, we're 16 days away. It's amazing. It feels like all in Texas just happened, and really it did. But this thing's heating up, baby. We've already got 5 matches booked. And we've also got the Tag Team Championship Eliminator Tournament happening. I'm going to tell you something right now. If this tournament doesn't end with her syndicate losing the belts, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know what we're doing. I have no idea what we're doing. We'll get into that here for sure. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time. Scott, you humbled me, my friend. Thank you for your kind words. See there, Scott Larson? Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. Big Tasty said Tony Khan finally signed enough former NJPW talent that he can run Forbidden Door. That, you know what? Legit, I was just thinking that earlier. It's kind of a shame, isn't it? Forbidden Door don't mean anything now. Why not just change the name of the pay-per-view? Just rebrand it. You can rebrand it. I'll do the logo for you. I'll help you out. Call a brother. I'll help you out. No. Well, they got guys. They don't need me, right? No, look, you're right. And it's kind of a shame, isn't it? I like the idea of it being a co-branded event. I don't understand. Not sure why they felt the need to do that. There's probably something else going on there that maybe we don't know about, perhaps. It's possible. Fernando talking about the old man and the other company. Yep, you know what? I think they will. Absolutely, 100%. He'll be back on your TV, for sure. For sure. And Big Tasty, you're going. You suck. You don't suck. He's going to go. You and Jay. Joe's going too, isn't he? The whole Bear Mode crew's going except for me. What happened? Is my ticket in the mail? Help a brother out. Come on now. No. Fernando says, do I think the G1 will affect the numbers for Forbidden Door? I don't think so. It's possible. But, you know, in this day and age, Fernando, for anybody that's got New Japan World, you're going to have the show anyway. You could watch it on replay if you wanted to. You could buy the AEW pay-per-view and watch the replay immediately after, whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Or however the timing works out. I don't think it will, but I could be wrong. Let's talk about the Forbidden Door. Okay. We do have, by the way, NJPW contracted talent on here. The great Hiroshi Tanahashi. By the way, don't ever think that Tanahashi's done. He has had an excellent G1. That guy has reminded all of us that they called him the ace for a reason. Okay? They ain't putting that dude out to pasture. He's the president of the company now, for one thing. Number two, don't ever dismiss Tanahashi. Don't ever think that Tanahashi, for any reason, can't still go. Because, brother, he will prove you wrong. Tanahashi has very much, you still got it. Dude, Tana is absolutely on his game. Now, has he lost a step? For sure. Does he have a tough time getting over the top rope some nights? Yeah, no doubt about it. He's still absolutely bringing it. He's absolutely bringing it. I love Tana. Dude, words cannot express how much he did for that company, how much he continues to do for that company in the ring. But also now, hopefully, he'll bring the same impact behind the scenes that he brought in the ring all these years. Tanahashi's the reason NJPW is still standing. But the reason they're still a company today is all thanks to Hiroshi Tanahashi. Ben says they're advertising his last ever UK match. I heard about that, yeah. What's up, CRP? What's going on, my friend? Chris Patton checking us out here. I appreciate you. By the way, kids, the latest episode of Tom Clark Season Podcast just dropped. It is a watch-along. It is a watch-along of the Cannonball Run. I've got too many shows in my brain. It's insane. The Cannonball Run, the 6M podcast. We watched it. You can download the episode. You can watch the video of us watching the movie in real time. You can just listen to the audio version. It's available on your favorite platforms today, kids. Watch along or listen along and watch the movie. You'll be glad you did. You want to know why? Because we killed it. We always deliver, Jack. Don't get it twisted. We always deliver. Shane said, you see the interview with Heyman talking about WWE show Unreal. He said he didn't like it. He questioned why they wanted. Yeah. Look, the cat's out of the bag. As you know, Shane, as everybody here knows, the cat's out of the bag years ago, thanks to the old man. He told everybody everything. And told them how the sausage was made. And look, I'll be honest with you. I have been behind the curtain. I have produced matches. I have worked with talent. and I didn't make a big career out of it. Don't nobody think I did. I'm not trying to claim that. I didn't make a massive career out of it, but the times that I did get to do it, I freaking loved it. I got to book shows and work with promoters and wrestlers and had the best freaking time doing it. So I know what it's like to be backstage and everything. And there's stuff I've never shared here on the show that you either already know, maybe you never heard of. Okay. But do I need to always have the curtain pulled back? No, I don't. As a pro wrestling fan, I just don't need it. I just don't need it. But man, they just cannot help themselves. There's nothing left. There's nothing left to reveal. And the stuff, Cody was revealing stuff. I can't remember how long ago it was. I'm like, would you stop talking for 2 seconds? Anyway. CRP said $29.99 for PLE starting 2026. Not, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. It's a watch longer beyond the green door. You'll have to watch. I'm not going to give it away what that means. I'm not going to give that away. Ray, I haven't forgot about you, my friend. I haven't forgot about you. We're going to hook up Rocky Part 1 for sure. Because once we commit, here's my thing, Ray, we'll have to commit. So either I'm going to have to do 2 6Ms in a week or we'll just take that Wednesday night slot. But yeah, we'll figure it. I promise you, I never forgot you. CRP, are you serious? You want in on the Rocky stuff? I didn't know you was a Rocky guy, man. Ben saying Paul E being more upset about breaking kayfabe than solicitations, absolutely wild. Oh my God, preach. Preach. I love Paul. Back in the day, and I always hate bringing stuff up because I don't want you guys to think I'm, oh, hey, Tom, it's the old time. But like back in the day when I was writing for Bleacher, like all the time, I reached out to Heyman Hustle. I guess it's his website. Is it still online? And he had whoever it was writing stuff for their website. So I reached out to him and I ended up talking to a guy because I would tag Paul on socials when I wrote about him and he would retweet it and publicly thank me and stuff. So I reached out to his guy that ran the site. And I was like, hey, man, I'd love to write for you. I don't expect any compensation, but I'd like to just have my name next to Paul. I respect him. And if you ever have a need, I'd love to help out. And he replied back. We chatted. He's like, Paul knows you. He loves your work. He said, but there's not really a spot. We're just now starting to do UFC stuff. And he's like, but if we can figure something out, it didn't go anywhere. And that's fine, right? I didn't hold a grudge or anything. But I've always respected him. But look, we got to remember something, kids. He and Brock have been like thick as thieves for years. I'm not excusing anybody, okay? If my best friend in the world did some stuff, I think we're done. I'd still love the guy, but we might be done at that point because it's like, it's not I accidentally, hit a dog with a car. None of this accident. It's a pattern of terrible freaking behavior, terrible things, Maria, thank you. Behind the green door. You'll have to watch that episode, Maria, because it doesn't get naughty or anything. The show's not naughty at all. You guys know I don't roll that way. But no, Chris brought it up and it was hilarious and it fit for some weird reason. It was a fun show, but the Cannonball Run episode is very fun. I had a lot of fun doing that. JP says you get the ESPN app for $11.99 a month. The $29.99 is if you bundle. Oh, there you go. See there, Chris, JP's setting you straight. We talked about this earlier, by the way. Let's see Paul booking outside WB. For real, but I don't think he will. I think he'll be here till he retires. And if they're smart, they'll never let him go. Pay the man. I wouldn't want Paul Heyman going to my competition. No chance. No chance. I think it's a terrible idea for that company. I would never want that to happen if I'm them. I don't want it to happen for me, right? But if I'm them, I'd never want that to happen. So Tanahashi's on the card. Sorry, I get distracted. The Hurt Syndicate are facing the winners of the eliminator tournament. We'll see how that goes. Kazuchika Okada versus Swerve Strickland for the AEW Unified Championship. Timeless Tony Storm versus Athena. And this is Athena's Casino Gauntlet Championship match for AEW Women's World Championship. And Mercedes Mone versus Alex Windsor versus to be decided from CMLL versus to be decided from Stardom for AEW TBS Championship. That match right there may very well steal the show. I'm serious. That one might right there and very well may steal the show. And since we're talking about Mercedes, you saw Mercedes on the thumb. Mercedes came back this week. AEW ratings were up which is good on both fronts. And I love Mercedes. I'm gonna tell you something right now. I know everybody, the jury was kind of out on whether or not this thing was going to work when she was Sasha Banks and she left. Brother, in my opinion, outside of Jon Moxley, I think Mercedes has had the best, post WWE run of all time. Well, maybe not of all time, but of this era, her and Mox, I would have to say. Maybe Jericho. Maybe it's a three-way tie. Mercedes is fantastic. I love Mercedes. I'd love to talk to her at some point. She's effing great, man. She's so good. She's not good. She's great. And she always proves her critics wrong. Whoever out there is still bagging on her for whatever reason, I want to see her come back as Sasha Banks. You can want stuff all day. You can want stuff all day. I want Scarlett Johansson to call me up. Shoot me a text. Call me. She ain't going to do it. I'm a fan. I just want to say hello. What's wrong with that? It ain't going to happen. I want it, but it ain't going to happen. You can want her to go back and be Sasha Banks all day. Don't mean it's going to happen. Be happy for the talent now. It's kind of like when your favorite player, when a player leaves your favorite team and you wash your hands of that player and say, that player, ugh. I guess you can, but this is not organized sports. So when a wrestler leaves the territory, so to speak, like, dude, when Punk left AEW, it wasn't so much that he left, it was that he went back to WWE. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I am out. I watched that match with Gunther. It was okay. Nothing to write home about. It wasn't awesome at all, in my opinion. I don't hate the guy. He didn't do anything to me. Do I follow him all the time? No. I listen to his promos. I know what he's up to. But I don't wish ill on him. I just wish he'd go away. None of that stuff. I don't do that. Some people do that. It's weird, man. It's weird. Fernando says best run of her career. For sure. Tacey says Mercedes has been on absolute tear in the last 12 months. She's been on herself. She's reaping the rewards. Dude, you are completely right about that, brother. Marie says people making a big deal about name change ridiculous. Yeah, and Mercedes is her actual name. All she did was change the last name. You know what I mean? Good on her. I will defend Mercedes to the death. I'm going to tell you right now. JB says, do I think MJF will interfere in the Hurt Syndicate title match and cause Hurt Syndicate? But he could, JP, for sure. But I don't know why. Because, look, it's 2 against 1, and Lashley would eat that dude. He'd just eat him. He'd just eat him, right? For real. So, like, I don't know what the point of it would be. He could, for real, but I don't know what the point of it would be. CRP says, disagree with the best run of her career, but she's doing well and I support it. Ooh. Hey, it's all right, man. We can all disagree here. It's no problem. You know it's never a problem on my show, baby. Do I think Tony will pull the trigger on Athena? I do not. But here's what I will tell you, Maria. Maria asks good questions. Here's what I'm thinking. If you don't do it now, then when will you do it? Because who's left? Who's left after Athena? Be honest. Who's left? The caliber of Tony Storm is such that it is absolutely 5-star, top tier, top guy, best in the world is Tony Storm right now for that women's division. For any women's division, you could argue, okay? So if not Athena, and you've built her to this point, then who's left? Beth Phoenix? I'm just thinking, who is Tony not beaten yet? Who do they have right now that they could heat up? Get that girl red hot, put her against Tony, and she beats Tony, besides Athena. Because I don't know what the answer is. I'm asking you guys. MVP said that Lashley's coming after it. Yep, I saw that. That'd be interesting. Kids, we've gone for more than 30 minutes here today. Before we go any farther, do me a great big favor. Take 20 seconds. That's all. Watch and or listen, and both, to this.
Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear, begins with the Season 1 preview featuring Tom Clark, Big Tasty, Joe Higgins, and Jay Luft. This fun preview is now available on Boink Studios YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. Like, subscribe, and follow today.
There you go, kids. Bear Mode, a podcast review of The Bear. The season 1 preview is up. We just recorded season 4 this past week. There are 8 episodes in season 1. I wanted to get 4 in the can plus the preview before we started releasing. So we will be making the announcement this week of when episode 1 will be released. So everybody keep your eyes open for that. It may be it may be in 2 weeks, put it to you that way. We'll start slotting the episodes out till we have all 8 released, and then that'll be season 1 in the bag. We got the season 1 preview, 8 episodes for each episode of the season. Then we have a season 1 wrap up, and then we move on to season 2. I'm having the best time. Tasty's here. He'll tell you. I'm having the best time. It's me, as you just saw on the commercial on the ads, me and Tasty and Jay and Joe. We're having a blast. These guys make me look good. I always appreciate my co-host making me look good. I couldn't do it without you. I love the one-man stuff, can I be honest, because this is how I started. I was very Mark Maron in the beginning, a guest here and there, and then all of a sudden he's interviewing everybody. I can't compare myself to Mark Maron. I love the guy. His stand-up specials on Max right now. It's fantastic. Go check it out. But Tom Clark's Main Event was a one-man show live on tape before it was ever live on camera, right? So I love doing the one-man stuff. But it's not as much fun without a crowd, and it's not half as much fun without co-hosts. That's why I love co-hosts so much. They make me look good. There you go. Fernando says, I think Wardlow is coming back to equalize Bobby Lashley for MJF and reform the Pinnacle. That'd be interesting. But you know what I would want to see this time, Fernando? I don't hate your idea. What I would like to see this time is Wardlow to stay on his own 2 feet. And either they could be associated, but he makes it very clear to MJF on day 1. Like, I'm not your whipping boy. Because you remember, like, MJF ran that dude in the ground, treat him like a dog. And then Wardlow came back and beat him, right? I mean, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? That's a big deal. So, I mean, it's for me personally, I'm okay with him coming back and being heel. I'm okay with him working with Max. But in my opinion, you know, make it straight from day 1. Set the story straight from day 1. Look, I'm here, but I'm only helping you because it serves my best interest, not because it's serving yours. I don't work for you. You know what I mean? Because if they don't make that distinction, they're right back in the same boat they were in to begin with. Chris says, I've been really enjoying as my first watch through. Thumbs up. I've been really enjoying as my first watch through. Thumbs up. So Chris is going to think I don't want to do anything except watch movies with him. I watched more movies with Chris Patton than I watched with my wife in the past 3 months. You want to know why? Let me tell you why. Because the usual recording night for the 6M is when I'm doxing everything here, so my apologies. The usual recording night for the 6M is Wednesday nights, okay? And most of the time it's me and Phil. Phil's got a regular slot he keeps open for me. We talk ahead of time. We figure out what we're going to do, and boom, we record, and we're off to the races. But then I want to record with other folks too, right? Sometimes they'll tap me on the shoulder. Sometimes I'll tap them on the shoulder. When stuff falls through with the Wednesday show, and sometimes we'll record twice in a week because I really want to watch something, and me and Chris have talked about it or whatever. So I'll hit Chris up and say, hey, on this coming Monday, and I'll have a quick turnaround. I either turn around quick and go Monday to Tuesday publish, or go Monday to the next Tuesday publish, because we always publish episodes on Tuesdays. So yeah. I just doxed everything. Everybody's asleep, aren't they? Wake up out there. All I see, first watch through in reference to the bear in your new show. Oh, thank you. It's Friday. Do I get a pass? It's 5:12 on a Friday. It's been a long week. I'm out of some money. I bought my kid a car. I'm broke now. Y'all don't even know. Insurance guy had to pick me up out of the floor. They're giving the smelling salts under the nose when he told me how much the insurance was going to be. I was like, oh my God in heaven, are you, what? Freaking what? Yeah. Hey, look. I'm not kidding. Shocking. Kids, we have gone 42 minutes, and I didn't have a lot on tap today. I did want to mention really quick, Jonathan Gresham. All the best to Jonathan Gresham here from the main event. If you guys did not hear about what happened this past week, he revealed it on social media this week, that he actually suffered 2 strokes, and that his story was that he woke up and that he knew something was wrong. His face was all jacked up. Let's see. Let's go into a little bit more detail. He wrote on Tuesday, he woke up unable to walk, see, move the left side of his body, could barely talk. Took him a half hour to dial 911. He woke up in the hospital, couldn't remember what had happened. They told him that they'd done an MRI and he had 2 strokes. That he had a lot of tests run, but everything has come back clean. They're not sure what happened. The only thing that they said was it could have been a possible complication from a bad case of COVID I had a couple of weeks ago. They said we may never know the exact reason. And of course, he was taking the next 2 to 4 weeks off to both recover and be medically cleared. And he last wrestled at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport last Saturday, losing to Pete Dunne. I never did check out that edition. I'm going to have to go back and watch Bloodsport. Maybe. Oh, no. There we are. I got froze up for just a second. All right. So here we go. He said that Jordan Grace, if you guys don't know, Jordan Grace and Jonathan Gresham have been married for a while, and that she saw him get carted off from the house on their Ring doorbell camera and somehow flew from Orlando to Atlanta in time that she was there when he woke up. So it's good to hear that John's okay and Jonathan is okay. All the best to him for sure. So, yeah, again, from the main event, we're glad to hear that Gresham seems like he's on the road to recovery and hopefully he's going to be okay. Jim Ross is coming back to AEW. His contract is also coming up and he's hoping to renew. And he is coming back. He's talking to Tony Khan about he's going to be at the O2 to call a couple of matches for Forbidden Door. So he'll be back on August 24th. It'll be great to see JR back at the desk calling some matches. Again, that guy's an absolute legend, so it's good to see him back. It'll be good to see him back, put it that way. I'm sure everybody's looking forward to that. And yeah, let's see what else is going on. I am 1 day behind the G1. There's been some fantastic matches on the G1 this year, kids. Takeshita is absolutely killing it. Let me see here. Let me go through the list. I'm trying to, I spin a lot of plates when I'm on the show here, as you guys know. If you don't know, I'm letting the cat out of the bag right now. I spin a lot of plates here when we're on the air. Let's see. And I know I just got way wider than I've ever been in my life. I'm pasty. They call him, you know what they call Ben Big Tasty? They call me Big Pasty. How about that? Let's see. Yeah, I'm a day behind on the G1. There's been some great matches. Let's see. Yota Tsuji and David Finlay from the 7th was great. From the 5th, I think, is when we had Shingo. We had Shingo and Zack Sabre. Yep, great match, by the way. Sabre is full-blown heel again, kids, in case you haven't been paying attention. We also had El Fantasma versus Drew Maloney back on the 5th. Excellent freaking match. That was a lot of fun. Yoshihashi and Takeshita absolutely hit it out of the park. And look, not for nothing, Yoshihashi can hold his weight with the best of them. I'm telling you the truth. There's a couple, well, more than one match that I'm looking forward to from this morning / yesterday's event, the latest G1 Climax tournament event that I'm looking forward to is Takeshita versus Shota Umino in the main event. And we also have Drill Maloney versus Zack Sabre Jr. I'm very much looking forward to that. And El Fantasma versus Yoshihashi. That's all from the 8th. So that should be a really good show. And again, kids, if you, for whatever reason, are not watching New Japan, you are absolutely doing life wrong because it's freaking great. Tim's advocate. Ray was here 2 weeks ago. Tim, were you here? He was here 2 weeks ago. Tim, were you here 2 weeks ago, Tim? Well, 3 weeks ago. I forget what it was. Tasty says Takeshita making a strong case for rest of the year. For sure. 100%. Got Colin Farrell pale. Yes, for sure. Yeah. Konosuke Takeshita versus Shingo Takagi has been my favorite so far. Great match. Great match. Fernando says, what are your thoughts on the Hurt Syndicate? Uh-oh. Not wanting to do business. Here's what I'll tell you. I told Phil the same thing. By the way, the stuff you're hearing about that they don't want to, there's a lot of truth to it. Now here's what I'll tell you. You know who you blame? Tell me in the chat who you blame for this. That MVP don't want to do stuff. They don't want to lose. Didn't want to work with Speedball. I want someone to tell me in the chat whose deal this is. Who do you blame for that? I'd like to know. CRP said, how you going to blame Punk for that? What did Punk do? Punk's just over there making $1 million. What did he do wrong? Tony. Yes. It's on Khan. It's all on Khan. It is his company. When a man tells you, look, I used to have people helping me book and it didn't go so well, so now I'm just going to do it all myself. When I had other voices, great. If you own the company and you have the book, guess what, pal? It's on you. You run the show. It's your money. It's your company. Talents don't get to call what they want to do. And look, in the grand scheme of things, Hurt Syndicate are miles above me in levels of importance. Nobody knows who Tom is. It's okay. I live with it every day. And everybody knows who they are. And I'm not dissing them. I'm not even trying to diss them. But people want to get upset about this. Get upset at Tony Khan. It's his company. He's allowing that to happen. That's the problem I got. I got no problem with Hurt Syndicate. My problem is the fact that Khan just lets this stuff happen. Khan seems like a nice, level-headed cat. Good dude, actually. Probably a good dude to hang out with. You kidding me? He's a wrestling fan. I could probably talk to that dude all day. But again, I tell you, you own a company. Your name's on it. You have the book. You want to do it all yourself. Cool. Guys don't get to tell me when they work. They don't get to tell me who they lose to or when they win. That's my call. If I got the book, I tell you. That's it. And I won't disrespect you. And I won't crap on you. And I won't make you look weak. But brother, if you're going to lose tonight, you're going to lose tonight. That's it. You are losing tonight. Period in the story. Don't tell me you ain't losing. Guys like that you can't work with. Because winning and losing is not real. I can't believe I got to say this. Y'all know that. It kills me that you have to say these things out loud. Winning and losing is not real. Okay? And by the way, one loss does not mean their careers are over and done. One loss does not mean they're buried. Everybody loves that word buried or destroyed or wrecked or ripped in half. Not at all. It's one loss. They could lose the belts and then win the next 40 matches and then lose a couple. It's whatever. You can't win every match. That's not how pro wrestling works. Takeshita. Who's the hottest wrestler in the business right now? Who's the best wrestler in the game? A lot of people think it's Takeshita. Guess what? Takeshita's dropping pins in Japan as we speak. And it's okay. It's okay. Their world champion, Zack Sabre Jr., got pinned in the tournament. And the sky didn't fall. Everything's fine. People have to win, and they also have to lose. Now, is this Tom talking out of pocket, talking about somebody don't know about? Okay, sure. Okay, whatever. If that's what you want to say. That's what you want to say, okay? But at the same time, by the way, JP, great answer, Will Ospreay. You think Will cares about losing a match? Will don't care about losing a match. Brother, if a guy or a gal's entire reputation hinges on one loss, they don't have a reputation. They obviously haven't built enough based on their own work and based on the ideal placing from the booker. There's nothing to fall back on. If one match kills you, then you've got nothing going in. And everybody's free to disagree. Pro wrestlers are free to disagree and tell me I'm out of my mind. That's fine as well. Okay? I've heard it before. Just telling you how I feel. To be fair, there is doing business and then there is doing business. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. Jay-Z. Well said. If they had a good idea, I doubt there would be a problem with doing business. And Chris, you're probably not wrong. But let's say the idea was we want you to drop the belts to so-and-so. Okay. Let's say it was, I'm trying to think of a team that wouldn't make any sense. I'm trying to think. Look, every team they have, with the exception of Sammy and Dustin, and those guys are, I guess you could say, established at this point, right? Because they've been together for a while. But every team they've had face off against the syndicate has been established. But I'm going to tell you something. There is a fine line between I don't want to do something because of how it'll look. It won't be good for business. And there's a fine line between that and I still want to lose. Fine line. It's razor thin sometimes. Ray says Swerve lost and he's still a star. Yep. Chris says when, why, what, and where. If you can't answer that, then they shouldn't drop the belts. And look, I don't believe, I've said this, Chris, many times. I've said it to you, I think. I'm sure I have. When you tell me that it's time for a champ to drop the belt, cool, but why? Where do we go from here? Like, you know what I mean? All those, Roman had that belt like 9 years or whatever it was. You know how many times he could have dropped it and believably dropped it and it would have worked? But they didn't think so. That's not the story they wanted to tell, right? When Cody had the belt, well, he needs to drop it. But tell me why. For what purpose? It's like Cody needs to turn heel. But why? And where do we go from here? I totally agree with you. And you're right. If that's what's going on behind the scenes, that's a problem. Rob says, you and I grew up on old school territory wrestling fans. Who would you say is the best old school territory CEO that made you watch our company back in the day? I don't know his name, but the WCCW CEO was my go-to from, well, I mean, Fritz ran it. You talking about behind the camera or on camera? Because Fritz ran WCCW. For me, it's Dusty and Jim Crockett. It'll always be Dusty and Jim Crockett. Always. That's what made me fall in love with pro wrestling. If not for Dusty versus Rick, the Rock and Rolls versus the Midnights, Wahoo McDaniel, Nikita versus Magnum, Tully and Arn, the Horsemen. If not for all that, I would never have cared anything about pro wrestling. My dad got me into it when I was a kid, and when I was a baby, he got me into it. And because of all those guys, I stayed into it. All right, kids, here we go. Ray says EPMD or Digital Underground. I'll say EPMD. That's going to be tough. Rex in Effect or De La Soul? I'll say De La Soul. If Adam Cole invited you to the Adam Cole office supply store where we can get any items for your office, such as pens, paper, ink, what would you get? And if you said a friend of yours can also could I please join? Yes. Later one to get dinner, which included barbecue brisket, French fries, and a cold glass of water. Can I join as well? Of course, as always. I need another ring light. And I need another. I got a cup warmer on my desk for a cup of coffee, but I think it's shot. I need to get another one of those. And I'm not very picky, man. My desktop fan works just fine. So, like, for the most part, I'm a little messy. I cleaned this thing up not too long ago, everybody, but it's still a little bit of a mess. And to be fair, I kind of got all I need because I got Dusty on board. Can you guys see that? Camera's not going to pick that. There he is. There it is. It kind of screws up my green screen, but it's all right. Yeah, I got chopsticks on my desk too. You want to know why? Because I live on this desk, brother. I'm not going to lie to you. Maybe one day I'll show you my desk, but maybe I won't. Cannonball Run or Smokey and the Bandit? Yes. I ain't choosing between those for now. You lost your mind? No chance. By the way, both episodes are available on Tom Clark's 6M Podcast. There you go. Go check them out. My mom's calling me. I should take the call live on the air. What y'all think? I'm not going to do that. I'll call her back. Chris says Smoking a Bandit hands down. Interesting. I never changed it to open floor, did I? My apologies. Kids, we've been here almost an hour. We got 4 minutes till we're going to start our weekend. I got to go make sure that car is all right. I'm going to check on that car every minute of every day of my life now. Be sure that car is in good shape because I'm broke now. Y'all don't even know. I might take past collection plate, get Tom some cash up in here because I'm broke now. You understand? Chocolate chip or cookies and cream? I'm staying away from it, Maria. Get thee behind me, sugar. I'm saying, I'm trying to stay away from that stuff. I ain't had ice cream in forever. Chris says Jerry Reed versus no Jerry Reed, easy winner. I'll take that. By the way, Chris, do we know why Jerry Reed was never involved in the Cannonball Run franchise? That seems like a layup to me. Shouldn't that have just been an automatic deal? That would have been wonderful. I think that would have been great. WCCW Wrestling was owned and promoted by Ed Macklemore. Is that right? I mean, Fritz had the book. He didn't own it. He didn't own it. That's what I meant. Did I say something else? If I did, my apologies. Too busy writing and recording hits. Well, you said that right. Marie, what's up? Marie, we're going to record. Marie, can I be honest with you? Me and that big old company are done. So you want to record again? I'd love to, but it's probably going to be AEW New Japan talk. And my door's open. You know how to reach me, and I know how to reach you. My door's open all the time. But as far as the other company goes, I ranted like crazy, and I'll try not to rant like that anymore, or at least today. Fernando says Paul McCartney or John Lennon. Yes, I'm not picking that. It ain't happening. I did name my son after John Lennon, by the way. So I guess if you really press me, I would say John. But I love Paul as well. Sheriff Lobo or Roscoe P. Coltrane? Oh, God. I think Sheriff Lobo was more serious. Like, of the two, Sheriff Lobo will actually shoot you if he has to. Roscoe can't load his gun. You know what I mean? I think that's the difference. Lobo would actually shoot you if he needed to. For real. Iverson or Dr. J, greatest Sixers of all time. I got to go with AI, for sure. That dude was a walking MASH patient during his days. Bandaged, taped, sleeves, hobbling, injured all the time. Allen Iverson was it. By the way, we covered Allen Iverson on Tom Clark's 6M podcast. Hey, y'all. Diana Ross or Donna Summers? I am partial to Donna Summers. I know she was more disco than Diana Ross was, and I love the old Motown stuff. I truly do. Not a big disco guy, but I will say Donna Summers. What's the song? She Works Hard for the Money. Great song. Little cheese ball, but it's still great. AI stepping over Tyrone Lue is the hardest thing I've ever seen. Oh, dude, for sure. For sure. By the way, we're talking here today, kids, about that YouTube. If you've not checked out that YouTube, boy, I sure wish you would. If you've not subscribed and follow us on the YouTube, that'd mean loads to me if you'd go do that. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Everybody here in this chat right now, if you have not watched and subscribed, follow us on the YouTube. You're breaking my heart. You're ripping my heart clean out of my chest. And I can't take it anymore. So I'm asking you, as your favorite podcast host, and I better be, please and thank you, hit that link right there. Hit that link. It's real easy. YouTube.com/Boink Studios. Or open up the app on your phone and type it in. Okay? Either way, follow it. Follow my channel. Nothing's behind a paywall. I put cool stuff up there. I do shorts all the time. Everyone here should be subscribed to that channel. It's free of charge. Because if you don't do it, I may just go hit my head in the wall because you don't like me anymore. I'm kidding. Or am I? Shane says Hooper or Gator. Right now, Gator. We've not done Hooper yet. Yeah, we always have to do White Lightning for sure. It's going to turn into the Burt Reynolds hour on the 6M podcast. I can't tell you guys what it does for me to talk about that stuff. Anytime you get to talk about the nostalgia stuff, you know what I mean? I just love that stuff so much. The 70s into the 80s, and then the 80s stuff I grew up with as a kid, the Transformers and G.I. Joe and Mask and Thundercats, Battle of the Planets and all that stuff. I can't even tell you how warm and fuzzy it makes me. The Burt Reynolds stuff absolutely makes me warm and fuzzy. First movie I ever saw in the theater was episode 4 of Star Wars. That's the truth, baby. I was 4. Come at me. 4 years old. I remember going to see it. It was amazing. I'm telling you, baby, the older you get, the more you love that stuff back then. But you know what's cool? I'm not stuck on that stuff. I love it. It's my heart. It's my whole heart. Okay. But like at the same time, I don't have to fixate on it. I love new stuff too. I love current stuff. I can totally love and appreciate and respect modern pro wrestling and have the best time ever watching it and get into it and talking about it. But I also still love my classic stuff. I love my classic movies and albums and artists, but I can also get into today's stuff too. I love that. I try to keep myself open-minded. And it's okay if people don't. You're free to welcome, or they're free to to like and love or hate what you want. It's up to you. I'm not trying to preach anybody. I'm just telling you kind of where I come down from. Bert's longest yard or Adam Sandler's longest yard? That's tough. Can I be straight? That's tough. However, I kind of maybe had to give the edge to Adam Sandler's longest yard because it was just so freaking funny, man. It was just so freaking funny. JP says Super Friends Scooby-Doo. Oh, for sure. You know what? You know when I look forward to Scooby-Doo the most is when Batman and Robin showed up. Those are my favorite episodes. And sometimes I'd hope they were always in the previews, the show opening, but not always on the show. The Harlem Globetrotters episodes was always weird too. Curly and all that, you know. But I grew up with that stuff, man. I'm showing my age. But it's okay. Kids, I think that's going to do it for us here today. I want everybody to remember really quick before we wrap it up, because I'm going to have to remind everybody here, we will not be here a week from today. We will be back 2 weeks from today. Your boys going on vacation next week with the fam. Wish me safe travels. We should have a great time. Looking forward to it. And again, 2 weeks from today, we'll be back. Fernando says Superman or Batman. That's tough. That's tough. I'll say Batman, but David Corn Sweat is a king at this point. He's a king. I love that guy, and I love that freaking movie. Love that Superman movie. Where was I? Oh, yes. We'll be back 2 weeks from today, kids. So do me a favor. If you haven't already, subscribe and follow on the YouTube. Be sure to like all the videos you come into contact with. And do me a favor when you're on there, if you decide to watch something, watch the whole thing. Because if you watch 20 seconds of a 10-minute video, it doesn't do much for me. I'm just being straight. Like, YouTube gets you, man. They're like, it's not enough that people click. They got to watch the whole thing. And, like, it screws up your metrics, and it's really weird. And I'm like, someone clicked? Why is that not enough? It'll never be enough, right? Because there's just so much stuff that, like, they just throw at you, man. You know what I mean? All these exceptions that you got to do the dance. Dance, monkey, dance. That's out. And there we are. Thanks again, kids, for being there for us. Do me a favor, folks. Have yourself a great weekend. Okay? I appreciate you very much. And we'll be back again 2 weeks from today. Don't forget Tom Clark 6M podcast, and also Two Nations Under Ted Lasso podcast, and Bear Mode, a podcast review of the Bear. Like, subscribe on the YouTube. Share this with all your friends and your enemies. Brighten their day, even if you hate them, because we won't hate them if they click on our stuff. So that's all I got. Thanks again. Thanks a lot, kids. As always, thanks for hanging out. We will see you next time. We appreciate you, kids. And we'll see you in 2 weeks, kids.